Please don't laugh at me. Well, you can laugh at me. It's okay. I just told you I share my mistakes because I want to show people that mistakes are normal. Hey, W here. Welcome to the apartment workshop. I am going to share with you guys a bit of a 3D printer repair today. I have a Creality 3D printer, an Ender 3V2 for those who care about that. And there are some known issues with it, and I'm going to fix one of them today. It's a cheap 3D printer. It works just fine as a 3D printer, I think, especially for my use, but some of the plastic parts have a tendency to fail over time. This is the shroud or the cover for the Hotend, and inside of it, when it's on the printer, there are two fans. There's a fan for cooling the Hotend and a fan for cooling parts. That's the way I understand it anyway. What happens over time with this, I found out it's not unique to my printer, is that the fan that sits in here, there's a fan that, you know, that takes air through this hole or through this grate here, is mounted on the inside here, and there are some, I don't know if you can see it here, there are these screw towers, or I think you call them bosses, I don't know, but you can see these towers, that one and that one, are broken. So the fan that goes in here just tends to rattle loose. Now there's a third tower on this corner over here that you can conceivably use, but that's still, you know, first of all, that reduces mounting points for this fan from 2 to 1, and also it'll break over time. So what I'm going to do, what I thought to do, is I'm actually going to drill a couple of holes just right through those screw towers there. I'm going to drill a couple of 3mm holes and put a bolt through it. I think that'll work. So I'm basically just going to go at it. Something to drill against. And my drill here, I hope that's powered up. Yep. And I will need, of course, a drill bit to go in it. So my drill bit. So by the way, speaking of 3D printers, how do you think I made these inlays here for holding my drills? I'm actually quite happy with them. And there's a 3mm. Does give me a lot more drill space to have 4 layers instead of just piling them in there. So 3mm drill, 3mm. Okay. And now the big question is, actually, I see that now. The first question is this drill long enough? Can I get to this? Can I get through there without impacting the casing, the other casing with the I can't remember what you call it, this cartridge thing. So, but it looks like, I mean, if I look at it like this, looks like it's going to work just fine. So let's try this. I'm going to be very careful here. Well, that was easy. It even looks like it's part of the pattern. It's that hole right next to another one just like it. Looks like it's on purpose. And the other one, and you can see, you'll see that I'm holding the drill just at a slight angle because I have to hold this at a slight angle to get yeah. You can see the mechanics of it. Is that the right one? Yep, that's the right one. Put the drill through here carefully. I thought briefly, before I decided on this approach, I thought briefly about just threading, you know, cutting a thread, maybe drilling a hole like I just did, and then just cutting a thread all the way through. But there isn't much material, and it would still mean that the screw holding the fan is gripping onto the plastic, and we just discovered through this, or we just learned through this failing, that the plastic can't hold it. Since these towers are broken, I'm not sure, it doesn't have a good face to sit on, the fan. So I'll see if there's room for a washer in there. but I'm gonna have to do that on the printer, obviously, because I am not taking the fan or the whole assembly off the printer to do this. That would be overkill. So I need a little space. Actually, I think I'll just pull this off like so. Oh, that was that's part of the extruder, and I am actually replacing the extruder as well, but not in this video. So let me just get this back out of the way. There we go. So this is the fan that goes in the bottom. I think I should just pull this in a little bit so that I have some wiggle room on this cable, on the length of that. And the fan goes on like this. And actually, I think I just need, right there. Just need a pair of tweezers. Just help me guide this into place. There we go. Yeah, I can see straight through the new holes. And actually, when I sort of press down on it, I should explain just briefly. There's a recess on this side. There's a recess around the hole which fits the tower that I showed you, the one that isn't broken. So that tells me that when that tower goes in there, when that screw tower goes in, that recess, that tells me the fan is positioned correctly. And then as I sort of press on the fan a little bit, I can feel that it does there is something, it does rest on something. So even though those two other towers are broken, it doesn't seem like the fan is going to flap around. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be fine. All right. Get some screws, and I think I'm going to need some washers as well. I have some, these are just 3mm screws with a nut on it, but I have some, there we go, I have some with a locking nut, and I think that's the kind I need to use. Anyway, that's what I'm going for at this point. And some washers, where did I put them? There we go. A little bin full of washers there. I'll just put these off to the side. That's not practical. I'll just, a note to myself that that's not practical. Regular, I also have locking ones, but I don't think I need that. Oops. Yeah, put those off to the side. And just obviously take the nut off. And let me just check. I think maybe I have something that could make this a little easier for me, but I'm not sure. Yep, I have this, a top. Actually, I think this might be just a tad too large, but since I'm not putting an enormous amount of force into this, I think it's better than trying to grab this tiny little nut with a pair of pliers. So I'm going to use that. Let's put it in this thing. Note to self, I need to buy some smaller. I need to buy a smaller one of these. Right, so that seems like I'm ready. And the washers are for the outside. I think that's going to be a good idea. Actually, I think a washer on the inside wouldn't be a bad idea either. So let me just get two more. There we go. Yeah, so I'll put it back in here. There we are. Oh, I should have done this first. I should have done this first. I need to put a washer on the screw. There we go. Like that. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then I am just gonna, again, use my tweezers to help guide this. There we go. Right through. Perfect. And now it's not gonna go anywhere so I can let go of everything and use both hands for this. And then put the other one in, also still very nicely aligned. Perfect, perfect. All right, see if I can hold on to those so they don't fall out. And put a couple of washers on here. And a couple of nuts. Like that. And like that. There we are. So now the screws won't fall out. Now all I need is to get a screwdriver for one end, for this end, to hold it, and then this for the other end. See if that won't work. Do I have it? Yeah, I do it. I have it. Really? Nope. Since I was wrong about that top here, I do have to grab it with a pair of pliers, but could be worse. And I do have to use just a little bit of force because it's a locking nut. There we go, and the other one. And there we go. Can you see that? There we are. It's in there. The one thing I did not check, which I'll do now, is whether the other fan, this is the fan that goes, this fan sits on the side, and it also needs to fit in there while this the first fan is in. So I'll just check and see if it still does, if I changed anything or if I repositioned this somehow. I don't remember that cord or that wire being that much in the way. What am I missing here? Okay, well, you know what? I think the mistake that I made is that I put this in first. I think I have to take it back out. Like I said, you do get to see my mistakes in real time. And I do share my mistakes, I tend to anyway. Because while I may not be an expert, I'm probably also not unique. I don't feel that unique. So if I do something wrong, well, there's a pretty good chance there's someone else in the world who's also experienced similar problems or errors. And I just want to show those people that they're not alone. There we are. Okay, back to square two. Not square one, because I did drill the holes. So I'm going to put this in first. I'm sorry if you can't see. This is actually a little more cumbersome than I remember. I got it. The thing that happens is, I didn't notice this before, but... oh, damn it. I dropped the washer in there. The thing that I hadn't noticed was that the tower for that screw in this corner keeps or used to keep the wire from this fan going under out of the way, but with that tower gone, the wire has a tendency to slip under this screw hole, and that's what I've been struggling with right now. But I got it. We're fine. Put that in there. Yeah, so it doesn't come off. And then the second screw, and once again I can use both hands and tighten the screw. There we are. I'm not tightening them super much, like with a lot of force, just enough. And there we go. It's done. This should be put onable. And I actually think I can put it on. I think I did what I needed to do with this thing. So I think I can actually just put it on. Which means one more screw. That one. Going in there. Screwdriver here. And there we are. Oh, let me get that out of the way before I knock it on the floor. A couple of nuts on the front there, which weren't there before, but everything seems to be fine. So that was basically it. And I'm going to do more things to this printer. Maybe I'll share some of that. But for now, the broken fan attachment points have been fixed. Thank you very much for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.